very good evening and welcome to UBC News tonight at 10 p.m. with me, Sharon Kyomugisha. In our top stories of the day, President Sharon Kyomugisha has called for faster industrial growth and increased steel consumption in Uganda, saying that the country still consumes far less steel per capita than the global average. The president says Uganda must boost local production, attract more investment and strengthen its competitiveness in international markets.
Speaking at the commissioning of Roofing Group's ultra-modern cold rolling mill complex Phase 4, President Museveni said Uganda consumes about 20 kilograms of steel per person annually, compared to global average of about 200 kilograms.
We process the copper to 94% purity, what they call blister copper. Fully processed copper is 99.9% pure. It is called cathode copper. Now, first of all, when you don't fully process, you get less money per ton. But secondly, that blister copper could not be used by, for instance, Mr. Meta. Meta had a cables factory in Lugazi already.
The president also cautioned local investors against relying heavily on government protection from foreign competition, urging them to improve efficiency, quality, and competitiveness.
What Mr. Alan started doing was a step forward in the right direction. Some local value addition. But now, he has gone all the way. That's why I want to salute him now. He's now ready to join me to produce the intermediate products he has been importing from Japan here in Uganda. Because we have got the best iron ore in the whole world.
Museveni pledged continued government support to the Lalini family, recognizing its contribution to Uganda's industrialization and economic transformation.
This is the way to go. Cooperation instead of conflict. So I salute Mr. Alani, and I will give you all the support.
The Phase 4 expansion of Roofing Group is expected to increase production capacity to up to 50 million iron sheets annually, enough to roof approximately 1.6 million homes.
More than 30% of the world's mineral reserves are found in our region. 30%, 1 in 3. We are indeed incredibly blessed. Uganda's own growth has tracked the momentum of the growth in the region.
Uganda's industrial sector now accounts for close to a quarter of our national economy. The manufacturing alone sustains close to 2 million jobs for our people.
I'm Bantu Machabe Semambo, reporting for UBC.
Misuse of funds, failure to properly follow the agreed terms of operation, additional contract to an incompetent contractor, poor service delivery, and several other issues have been identified in the management of the expressway Entebbe Tollway. These issues are highlighted in a report presented to Parliament by the Parliamentary Committee on Physical Infrastructure following its investigation into the various operations and management system of the road. Following this, the committee has recommended that the contractor's contract be terminated for the Ministry of Works and Transport to take over the operations of the expressway, among others.
The report was signed by 24 members out of 30, and we don't have a minority report.
The Parliamentary Committee on Physical Infrastructure has presented a report to the floor of Parliament on the status of the operations of the Entebbe Expressway toll following the investigations carried out in the previous months. Presented by the committee chairperson Mwine Mpaka, the report showed inconsistencies in the running of the toll, where the contractor Aegis also contracted another company, Pinnacle, to run the tollway. Yet technical people are the same. No audit of the system for the past 5 years, use of cash payment, among other concerns.
Every time they came to the committee, we begged them, please dispute our discrepancies. They could not, because it's now their data versus their data. They submitted data to the committee a week before the investigation started. And then we went, after receiving their data, to obtain data from the internal auditor's system. So the committee's analysis found, for example, on November 12, 2024, 133 million was collected across the 3 toll stations, but the amount subsequently banked on 14th November 2024 was 120, variance of 12.755 million.
Following his presentation, Mwene Mpaka asked Parliament to transfer the management of the express tollway to the Minister of Works and Transport, whilst calling for action against all those involved in the various irregularities, including the PS of the Minister of Works at the time, the Auditor General, among others.
The Permanent Secretary Minister of Works and Transport then, who issued the illegal and lawful felonious notice of extension of contract to Pinnacle Security at the tune of 36 billion on 20th May 2026 for a period of 1 year without approval of the Attorney General, contrary to Article 1195 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, 1995, be investigated with a view of prosecution by the IGG and the Director of Public Prosecutions for abuse of office. The current Auditor General be suspended for performance of his office on account of him being incompetent, and a tribunal be appointed by the President carry out an investigation on the current Auditor General's competence pursuant to Article 163(10)(c), 13 and 15 of the Constitution.
The committee further recommended that the Uganda Revenue Authority takes over revenue collection for the toll fees by establishing an electronic payment system to curb corruption.
The committee recommends a forensic audit be carried out on Pinnacle revenue toll system from inception with a view of recovering all lost government revenue that would have been used to repay the road infrastructure loan by both URA and the Office of the Auditor General. There are many activities in managing the express. Ministry of Works takes over maintenance, but URA takes over the collection. The reason as why we separated the two is to have checks and balances.
Members of Parliament commended the report and called for all its recommendations to be implemented.
Accountability shifted from being institutional to being personal. The person, the accounting officer at the time, should be reprimanded.
We're also very happy. The report has exposed the revenue leak in a very central project of government. It has helped government. What we've seen from the report is that audits, we're having a lot of audit queries everywhere, and we're very happy that the Speaker has said he spoke to the Auditor General to make sure that some of the projects of government are being audited.
We don't even want to waste time. The road must be closed. Two, the people eating our money, they're supposed to be arrested immediately.
Others, however, cited the need for scrutiny of the report by other institutions.
This is a tip of the iceberg. So I request, like how we have been handling other things, we suspend operations of Pinnacle, Aegis, and others, and we institute a team now to start running the operations. And then the investigations take place.
This House should refer this matter to the Office of the Attorney General, the Auditor General, and the IGG, with the help of the mother or concerned ministries.
The Minister for Works and Transport, Fred Byamukama, and the Attorney General, Sam Mayanja, cited the need for more time to reflect on the report.
And the Eternal Speaker, I do agree and accept the move the chairperson of the committee is taking, which is right, and appreciate him. And all of us in this country, we want to work to move and want to ensure value for money. And where there is corruption proved, we need to get a way to stop such a things.
However, the Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Oboth, directed various institutions, including the Office of the Auditor General and the Office of the Attorney General, to conduct further reviews in regard to the same. Rebecca Nantongo, Gloria Gutabinji, Parliament.
Me that you know what physical.
The government of Uganda has constructed a multi-billion staff house to accommodate staff of Arua Regional Referral Hospital. The 10.9 billion shilling storied building was commissioned by State Minister for Primary Healthcare, Dr. Charles Ayume, in the presence of members of Parliament from the West Nile sub-region.
I was made chair of Health Committee in 2021, but they told you the project started, the conceptualization in 2018. So there are many people before me who have been very instrumental in the kick-starting of this project. For me, I came in as chairman and I added the Gear 5. It was a lot of work, writing letters to the PSST. You see, what the contractor didn't tell you, he front-loaded. He was ahead of, because every time you complete progress, you put in a claim certificate. But I think because for them, they had more money, they were ahead of government's payments. Now, they kind of got stuck. So they started releasing money in bits, and finally we are here.
This will ensure that we accommodate our staff better. We shall move from an accommodation capacity of 23% to up to 32%, and that's no mean feat in the current times. We thank the government for increasing the staff numbers. We were given additional wage this year to recruit an additional 127 staff. This will boost our staffing capacity by at least 9.2% of the over 1,000 staff. We continue to appeal, like Oliver Tist, that thank you, but give us more.
Out of 16 referrals in the entire country, if Arua Referral Hospital has been able to receive one block, which has about 21 apartment units, we give glory to God. Forevermore, I'm grateful to the government of Uganda and also Parliament for funding this project. And in our language, we say, what has been given, we have seen the quality and everything, we shall receive it, Honorable Minister. But we shall continue to demand for more.
This is good. Where it is good, it has to be recognized.
I want Balaam to be brought here. He must see how the people of Arua does work. Don't only take him where there is Kwara. Bring Balaam here, he must be in the media and say, Arua people have done work.
The Parliamentary Committee on Commissions, Statutory Authorities and the State Enterprises has moved to issue arrest warrants for the directors of the Microfinance Support Centre over the abuse of the committee's summons. The chairperson of COSASE, Muadan Kunyinji, says that the entity has habitually snapped the committee, saying and the directors should be arrested and produced before the committee. This follows the queries from the audited report for financial year 2024-2025, where over 80 billion Ugandan shillings got lost in disguise of loans.
Colleagues, I welcome you.
It is alleged that the Microfinance Support Centre has over time demeaned the powers of the Parliamentary Committee on Commissions, Statutory Authorities and State Enterprises, raising questions about accountability. COSASE, chaired by Chadondo East MP Muadan Kunyinji, has criticized the habitual practice that depicts impunity.
We have reasons to believe that the Microfinance Support Centre has, without reason, selected to disobey and disregard the invitation of the Public Accountability Committee, COSASE.
According to the Auditor General, in the years ended 30th June 2024 and 30th June 2025, the Microfinance Support Centre disbursed loans amounting to Uganda shillings 2.73 billion to private companies, contrary to the financing agreement provisions. Efforts by the Microfinance Support Centre to provide information to the previous Parliament were futile, as allegations claim that the then Speaker swept the matters under the carpet.
The 11th Parliament, that's the former Parliament. And when we sought guidance from the Speaker of the 12th Parliament, the current Speaker, at least on record and in plenary, the Speaker distanced himself or the 12th Parliament from any previous guidance and said, this is a different Parliament.
The MPs are also concerned about how some loans amounting to 63.7 billion shillings were written off, while others have no clear beneficiaries.
When you look at the write-offs of 22.6 billion, and you read clearly what the Auditor General has highlighted, actually the beneficiaries are also not known. The collateral is missing, according to the Auditor General's report. It means that the money was given to ghosts.
It's a key issue. Where have they answered that? If they have not answered it here, where have they answered it? They can point us to the committee which has interrogated that. 63.7 billion Uganda shillings were written off in 1 year. So the Auditor General observed that loans worth 6.526 billion had outdated collateral, and some was dating up to, as outdated up to 9 years.
Having abused the several invitations by the committee, the MPs have agreed that the directors of Microfinance Support Centre be arrested and produced before Parliament to account for the taxpayers' money.
But the fact that the government of Uganda and the people of Uganda through the Ministry of Finance has invested from the report 388 billion as equity in this institution, it is important that they come to account to Ugandans through their members of parliament. This institution, just like Uganda Airlines that we discussed yesterday, it has consistently posted losses, and I've checked, they have been having cumulative losses of 72 billion.
That we issue arrest warrant for the directors of the Microfinance Support Centre Limited, having received the revelation from the Auditor General's finding that the billions of money advanced to the entity has issues that may require them to assist the committee in understanding the daily operations of this enterprise.
Daniel Mugoya, UBC News.
The Ministry of Education and Sports is continuing to train and retool teachers on how to equip learners with essential soft skills needed to navigate the challenges and opportunities of life. The training covers 7 modules and 38 sessions contained in the Life Skills Toolkit developed by the Ministry of Education and Sports. The toolkit was launched in 2022 and has since been institutionalized as part of life skills education in schools and non-formal education programs.
The training is being conducted under the Supporting the Implementation of Safety and Protection of Children subcomponent of the Uganda Secondary Education Expansion Project. The ministry is working with partners, including Science Teaching Innovations Africa, to strengthen teachers' capacity to impart soft skills and promote holistic development among learners.
And we have already seen that many of our children are dropping out of school, they are into drugs. Some of them are struggling with issues that are related to their growth, like challenges of child marriage, teenage pregnancy. And this life skills is trying to empower them with the skills to be able to maneuver through the different challenges of life.
Our learners, some of the skills that they're lacking, at times they do not know how to socialize with their friends. At times they have fear. They lack skills of communication. Interpersonal skills at times are lacking. And even their innovation and creativity. So through the life skills training, they're able to practice these skills.
Duty is to ensure that children, when they are at school, they are safe. Even when they are at home, they are also safe. So we go on training teachers. We have also previously trained some of the students. We have trained some of the school leaders.
Teachers have welcomed the initiative, noting that some learners lack the soft skills required to effectively navigate the demands of the 21st century.
I was very excited at the intersection between the soft skills, the transferable skills and all these other skills. I was so impressed because I realized that as long as a learner or any other person has these transferable skills, they can succeed in life, they can succeed at work, they can succeed everywhere if they are able to transfer these skills to whichever field they are. So I think and I believe that by the time we leave this place, we're going to be different people. I'm personally going to be a different person.
Confidence building, self-esteem, and how to control their emotions. You find you talk to a student, the students backs at a teacher. Even at home, learners don't respect their parents. Child-parent relationship is not there. So when they learn these things through school, we shall even have stable homes.
The teachers are being equipped to impart cognitive, social and emotional skills, as well as self-care and other transferable skills that can help learners make informed decisions and adapt to different situations.
In more news tonight, the National Economic Committee of Parliament has met with the Ministry of Works and Transport over concerns surrounding the numerous loans that the ministry has recently sought to finance road construction projects across Uganda. Members of the committee questioned the ministry's request for government approval of new loans to construct more roads. Several projects financed through previous loans remain incomplete. So why ask for a loan?
I advise that the Ministry of Finance, you keep reminding me that we are getting out of time. We're getting out of the desired periods.
And our work here is also to monitor. After giving you money, the GAMU-PS, you also monitor. So for the purpose of monitoring, and it is where the misuse of money is, compensating land. I don't know whether you have the report from various ministers, lands to value land, and the lists of with the beneficiaries and the money, so that we can also provide the same.
The projects which has already been right there, he also a good report, but which is quite scattered countrywide. And out of this countrywide, we've seen circumstances on some of the roads which the contractors have commenced paying the work, but along the way, they abandoned and leave the project uncompleted. Why doesn't the ministry talk us of the same? If now we are working on the road, let's give an example. If it is about Kampala, Prigenia, we first of all focus on that one particular road and finish.
I raised the need for government to upgrade the road from Soroti, Amuria, Kapelebyong, Abim, Karamoja. The road is over 100 kilometers and it's in a poor state, and we have asked the government to borrow money to look for alternative financing in order to upgrade the road, because Kapelebyong, like any other part of the country, deserves to get good roads so they can participate meaningfully in socio-economic transformation.
In what extent have they reached the loans which government is securing from different parks across the world? But of course, key among that are pertinent issues. Why the Ministry of Works and Transport is rushing to acquire more loans before they have completed roads on other loans which they have been given before. Because from our analysis is that government is actually paying a lot of interests on some of the projects on the loans or on the roads which have been abandoned.
Locals in Kichwamba, sub-county in Kasese district, have asked government to expedite the process of providing land titles to the resettled Basongola communities in Ibuga and other resettlement areas in the district to address the escalating land conflicts in the area.
This was during a community dialogue organized by the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development and other civil society organizations as part of the activities to mark the Land Awareness Week in Rwenzori sub-region.
During the resettlement, there are people, I should say cultivators, who at some point lived on those pieces of land and they were evicted during the process. Yes, these people still have not been resettled either. Neither have they been compensated.
The LC3 chairman, Kichwamba sub-county, Joseph Katanene, said The friction between the tribal communities, the Basongola and the Bakonjo, has escalated as Bakonjo continue taking up other people's land, leading to insecurity.
We have lost people, both cultivators and pastoralists. People have gone into jail. People have lost cows. People have lost crops.
He also challenged government to decentralize the compensation process for the people who have lost their beloved ones, animals and crops to elephants from Chibale National Game Park. He explained that the invasion of elephants in the communities has claimed people's lives and there is no compensation made to the affected communities.
But the question is, how do we harmoniously live? The only answer is government should come up and give these people their land titles. Allocate each parcel of land to individuals according to a cabinet or a government position.
Pangani Beatrice, the farmer leader Eastern and Southern Africa Farmers Federation, says Uganda reported that many farmers have lost their crops to elephants, hence frustrating production.
We appeal to government to actually settle the conflicts between the farmers and cattle keepers before things go worse, because right now we are on the ground. We are seeing that directly. Farmers, cattle keepers are not in good.
However, Councillor Muhammad Kasule from Catholic Center for Legal Services called for calmness among community members and asked government to open up boundaries for the public land so as to protect government institutional land from encroachers.
They claim government resettled the Basongola on more than the land they had, so they trespassed into lands of other communities like the Chisanga village. So, and the way forward would be mainly the government should do a boundary opening and then between the Basongola, so that the Basongola land is verified.
Rebecca Natongo, Susan Nabukude, UBC News.
Members of Parliament have pledged to support the Ministry of Local Government in its fight against corruption. This follows the Minister for Local Government, Balam Bargahara, update to Parliament on the campaign named Expose the Corrupt. According to Balam, 94 people have been arrested, 19 accused persons appeared before courts of law, and 45 cases under investigation. Minister Balam adds that the case registered so far are about a register of 14.7 billion Ugandan shillings. He asked the Ministry of Education and Sports to clarify on the issues relating to the voluntary charges to address the inconsistencies in the charges across the country.
As mentioned, Right Honourable Speaker, we are doing sample attack in a given area. We are not covering a district. We need to support the President and government to see that our young people in the different schools where we control get free education. The campaign is led by the people. Right Honourable Speaker, we are not spending any money to mobilize people to come for those rallies. As government, people are coming by themselves. We are not transporting them. We are not providing water. We are not providing food. We are not providing a tent. All we put is a platform, which is outside the nation. There is no budget that I found in Ministry of Local Government for such activities. So some of these things we are trying to make the work to be done. Right Honourable Speaker, the fight against corruption is possible and winnable with the right people and tools at hand. Corruption will be a thing of the past through national mobilization and continued initiatives like the above.
This time round, the President is very clear and is not going to appoint RDCs who are slippery, who are helping the land grabbers, who are participating in land grabbing, RDCs who are compromised, name it anyway. And it is the reason why we are silent and playing a low profile to wait Honorable Balam conclude his fact-finding mission, his monitoring and supervision, so that we compare notes, because we have a report from ISO. We have our own report as presidency. Therefore, we are waiting for Honorable Balam to conclude his fact-finding mission so that we compare the 3 reports.
With the request and the recommendation he has put forward, in line with the question of clarifying on the school charges specifically, because we have also gotten petition from some of the foundation bodies, which we want to have a candid discussion with the Honorable Minister.
When it comes to fighting corruption, I think each method will try and work, because we will not say that we rely only on the traditional agencies that have been fighting it. We have seen he has come with unconventional methods, and the corrupt in the local governments are uncomfortable. And we only pray that the type of approach he uses can be also applicable to the central ministry, let's say Ministry of Public Service, to use the same approach. I think maybe we can try to mitigate some forms of corruption.
I became the district councillor, and I became the chairman of the management committee of Ruanga Primary.
Mami!
Wanje sabo
Ugamotia. Oina kachi. Ha. Kagulinzi tekako. Teka gulinzi. I want everything, eh?
Okay.
Yes. So, when I pay the time, this will increase my loan limit. Hey, Hemutieni Momo. Madam, remove the food. Put more meat. Add the meat. Yes. Hey. Now, these are the fruits of paying your loan is in time.
That's right. Every time you repay your Momo loan on time, your loan limit can increase, giving you access to more money when you need it most. Dial star 165*5 hash to borrow, pay back, and grow your limit with Momo loans.
You have juice?
Yes.
Juice in me.
What if accessing government services became easier, faster, and closer to you? Introducing Service Uganda Centers, a new initiative designed to bring key government services closer to the people under one convenient location. Less movement from office to office, less unnecessary travel, better access to services and information. At the Service Uganda Centers, citizens will be able to access national ID services, passport processing, business registration, land and revenue services, and more, all in one convenient location. Whether you are in the city or upcountry, Service Uganda Centers are being designed with you in mind. Enjoy faster service, professional guidance, and a seamless customer experience. This is an initiative of the Government of Uganda, digitally powered by the National Information Technology Authority Uganda, NITA, under the Uganda Digital Acceleration Project Government Network. Service Uganda Centers, bringing services closer to the people.
We don't need anyone's permission to move forward. What we need is the power to do it our way. Spiro is not your typical EV company. It's the power grid for African ambition. A network that connects Nairobi to Kigali, Lagos to Lome, Dar to Kampala. Not with cables and wires, but with clean, quiet, relentless movement. This is Africa, powered by us.
You're still watching UBC News Tonight. A one-year project to improve sexual and reproductive health services for refugees in Nachi Valley settlement has reached more than 15,000 people, surpassing its target of 11,000. The Thrive project, implemented by Humanity and Inclusion with support from the French Embassy, focused on refugees with and without disabilities.
The project tackled barriers including stigma, myth around antenatal care and family planning, and physical inaccessibility that kept some mothers with disabilities from delivering in health facilities.
So this project was was put in place to be able to respond to the needs of the refugees in terms of their access to sexual reproductive health information, access to the services, and as well as also to provide them them with technical rehabilitation services.
The project also supported health facilities with inclusive equipment, including adjustable delivery beds, infusion pumps, incubators and baby warmers, as well as mama kits.
The challenges before the project included the limited awareness on sexual reproductive health. There were myths, the negative social norms within the communities that they have around reproductive health. For instance, access to ANC. Someone would think, no, I shouldn't access ANC because if they see the pregnancy and I start telling people that I'm pregnant, I might lose it. The negative norms around family planning. Someone says it will cause cancer, with some people thinking that it could even cause disability.
Health workers received basic sign language training, while refugee-led groups conducted community outreach and peer-to-peer awareness.
Previously, persons with disabilities were not believing that they can also access health facilities like others. They didn't have that belief, and mothers with disabilities could deliver from home, fearing to go to the health facilities because of discrimination and distances, but also not believing in themselves. But after the project, of course, through the awareness creation that is done by the Association of Refugees with Disability, ARD, in support of humanity and inclusion, of course, now mothers with disabilities are starting delivering from the health facilities.
The approach helped encourage mothers to seek facility-based deliveries and gave adolescents greater confidence to access sexual and reproductive health services.
Government and the other partners should copy that initiative to ensure that they touch the lives, the health of the refugees, rehabilitate them, hear their voices, and equitably bring them together and do not stigmatize them. That is a very good initiative. I appreciate.
As Thrive closes, refugee leaders are calling for the model to be expanded beyond Naki Valley with disability-inclusive data, removal of access barriers and meaningful participation of persons with disabilities in program design. For UBC News, I am Sudat Kaye.
Uganda is turning to digital skills and innovation to create employment opportunities for young people as youth unemployment remains a challenge. The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Amina Zawedi, says that more than 600 young people have benefited from the Uganda-Japan Connect program, which equips youth with skills to participate in the digital economy.
According to the 2025 Labour Market Survey, youth unemployment among Ugandans aged between 15 to 24 stands at 17.9%, with the rate high among young women at 21%. Zawede says the ministry is committed to expanding opportunities for young people to acquire digital skills, showcase their talents and commercialize their innovations.
We are also going to ensure that we intensify the issue of marketing these products both online and physically in other different environments across the board, over the borders and beyond, but even within Uganda.
I understand that Uganda has a lot of potential for developing the ICT sector, and many neighboring countries and even the Asian countries, including Japan, has an interest in cooperating with Ugandan business. So that's why I would like to provide kind of the opportunity for business matching and disseminating how the Ugandans are talented in the sector of the ICT.
She urged young people to register for government digital skilling programs while calling on implementing institutions to ensure that acquired skills translate into sustainable employment and businesses.
The project is coming to an end in 6 months. How do we ensure that we have sustainability of the project? So we have been able to come up with the decision that UICT, the training institute here in Nakawa, the Uganda Institute of Information and Communications Technology, comes up with a plan to be able to incorporate all the skilling that has been done on this project into their curriculum as UICT.
UG Connect focuses on areas including artificial intelligence, data science, cybersecurity, cloud services and software development.
Seeing this, I've seen the many opportunities that are
available in this industry. There's this worry of AI is taking software engineering jobs and all that.
It's been good because it's going to help us get more hands-on project.
Charity Marin Imnat and Okelo Madit reporting for ABC News.
The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Amina Zawedi, has called for deeper regional integration through joint infrastructure and ICT projects among Northern Corridor member states to reduce the cost of doing business. Watch.
Excellency, the President, who is now the current chair of the East African, community, has mentioned and emphasized repeatedly the importance of us having regional integration and operating as one region. There are so many benefits that accrue out of that, because working in silos cannot help us. Globally, when you look at the European Union of sorts and the United States of America, they all operate as one, and that gives you a number of benefits in terms of getting things done within within affordable costs or limited costs, getting impact seen and realized as a result of having, working as a team or working in partnership. And they even say that, the strength of a chain is seen in the way it is integrated. So if we work together as partner states to harmonize through some of these projects, we are going to see our citizenry benefit from these regional interventions.
The challenges have been on really executing, given the budgetary, different budget cycles, different funding mechanisms. But we are addressing those, and part of this is this National Connectors meeting. Example is chairing the power transmission project. We have project financing, which is shared by Uganda. We have made progress. The Republic of Rwanda is chairing the airspace management, and the STLS, which is the single customs territory and labor issues. They also have made tremendous progress. So this particular meeting is to address, to see where we are and the next steps.
A land dispute in Mawokota and PG district has left a family counting losses after they were allegedly evicted from land they claim was given to them by their late grandfather. Alamanzan Chimera says his property, including a house, a school, coffee plantation and livestock, was destroyed or removed during the eviction, which he alleges was carried out with the involvement of security personnel.
Alamanzan Chimera claims the land in Buija, Puama Town Council, was given to him by his late grandfather, Alamanzan Kawas, in 1995. Chimera says he cleared the land, which was initially covered by forest, before establishing a coffee plantation, a school, and a residential structure. He alleges that Emmanuel B. Luswata, with the involvement of security personnel, evicted him from the land and demolished or removed some of his property, including livestock.
Kati enyumba eno bwe baali bagimenya nga bakulaga kiwandiiko ki? Bajja kiro mukama wange. Babimenyawo kiro. When he reported in my office, I decided to come and execute or implement this order, because Chimera reported his animals were taken, his I think school and his house was demolished, and they didn't have any court order to demolish.
Chimera also disputes an earlier court decision that awarded Luswata 2 biwanjas on the distributed land, urging that the entire 45-acre property had already been given to him by his grandfather.
Era ettaka lino ngentandika oddukulakulanya nenteekako emmwanyi amamba nyabonya nga bakozesa ofiisi eyo bansiba ettaka sinsalibba bubbi yajja n'olukyamuzi. The court order for them, and I told them to wait for court. Order said that he should give 2 bibanjas to Emmanuel Luswata, so he objected that, and he's in court of appeal.
Residents have also raised concerns over the alleged destruction of property without a court order.
N'ekiwandiiko nga kive wajjajjaawe buwungu nga kiriko baganda be bana nga ekiwandiiko kiraga jjajjaawe ng'amuwadde ettaka.
Eddwalo nga muzeeyi akiŋŋamba kyoba taata twali twamunyiiza ki okuwayika 245 Zuwaani.
N'ajja n'atandika kulimira wano, n'ajja n'atunoona wali n'atugamba abanyako kyamanda ajanyambeko twokyamanda awo wonna waali busaana nga kibira
naye nga basirikale bambadde uniform ya UPDF
obutereevu waliwo n'emmotoka gye bagiramu emu ng'efaananako ng'eri.
The matter has since attracted the attention of the Senior Presidential Assistant for Special Duties, Fiona Barungi, who has directed that the situation remains unchanged pending investigations into the conduct of the security personnel alleged involved.
Mugenda mukulembeze nga temumanyi kye muliko just bino
mundu zino mundu banange
nedda emundu tolina kuzitya eno government si government ya mimi
niyo bwembikola n'abasiteti house fe bafula abasiteti house tutya buti kitundu bibiro mu biraba bane mu nsonyiwe mara abemundu ezajja wano zisitulanga mu drone bantu za mu drone alikoze ekibana.
They didn't have any court order to demolish or else to evict. So whatever they did wasn't right. They were violating this court order.
Barungi has further directed the parties to return with a valid court order for implementation through the proper legal procedures.
Fortunate that there is an office that brought here, I think, men who came and evicted Chimera, yet this matter is still in court. So I advised them to let court take its course.
She has also condemned the alleged misuse of government offices and the security personnel in land disputes, stressing that public institutions should not be used to violate citizens' rights.
So, this thing of evicting wasn't right because they did not have an eviction order. They should have waited for court to determine. So I came here to make sure it's put in place and respected until court decides.
Ambantu Machawe Semambo and Jamel Sekaja reporting for ABC.
Mami!
Wanje sabo.
Ugamotia. Oina kachi. Ha. Kagulini zitekako. Teka kagulini. I want everything, eh?
Okay.
Yes. So, when I pay the time, this will increase my loan limit. Hey, Mutieni Momo. Madam, remove the food. Put more meat. Add the meat. Yes. Hey. Now, these are the fruits of paying your loan is in time.
That's right. Every time you repay your Momo loan on time, your loan limit can increase, giving you access to more money when you need it most. Dial star 165*5 hash to borrow, pay back, and grow your limit with Momo loans.
You have juice?
Yes.
Juice in me.
We don't need anyone's permission to move forward. We never have. What we need is the power to do it our way. To move our people, our goods, our ideas across cities that breathe with our energy. Spiro is not your typical EV company. It's the power grid for African ambition. A network that connects Nairobi to Kigali, Lagos to Lomé, Dar to Kampala. Not with cables and wires, but with clean, quiet, relentless movement. Every swap keeps the city running. Every ride links one life to another. We're copying no one else's future. It's we who powers the cities we live in. It's we who shapes the world they'll become. This is Africa, powered by us.
Uganda, are you ready to take your business to the world? This September, the Gateway to International Markets opens in Istanbul, Turkey. From the 15th to the 19th of September 2026, join AFEX 2026 Africa Business Forum and Expo, bringing together Africa and global markets in one dynamic business platform. Meet international buyers, investors, manufacturers, distributors, traders, and business leaders alongside the Global Franchise and Distributorship Expo. Whether you are in textiles, agro-processing, tourism, logistics, ICT, manufacturing, education, mining, FMCG, healthcare, construction, or automotives, AFEX 2026 gives you the opportunity to connect, exhibit, invest, and expand. Ugandan exhibitors and business visitors, this is your opportunity to showcase your products, discover new markets, build international partnerships, and take your business beyond borders. And when you're ready to make the journey, travel with Gotavet Tours and Travel, your trusted travel partner for AFEX 2026. Register today through a call or WhatsApp on 0782 556 078 or 0701 556-078. Visit Gotovet Tours and Travel at Plot 3 Parliament Avenue, Rajat Chambers, Wing A, First Floor, Suite F1, 026. Afex 2026 Istanbul, where Africa meets the world.
The Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development and the International Growth Center invite the general public to join leaders from government, business, academia, research and development for the 10th Economic Growth Forum under the theme Realizing Uganda's Tenfold Growth Strategy in a Rapidly Changing Global Economy. We will explore practical solutions for productivity, investment, industrialization, exports and private sector growth. Be part of the conversation. Be part of shaping Uganda's economic future. 27th to 28th August 2026. Sheraton Hotel, Kampala. 10th Economic Growth Forum. Turning ideas into action for Uganda's tenfold growth. The event will be broadcast live on UBC TV.
You're welcome to the business segment of UBC News tonight. The Ministry of Works and Transport is moving to construction of 100 steel bridges and roads in 77 districts across the country as government seeks to address the growing challenge of dilapidated roads and bridges. The matter was raised during budget negotiations under the Integrated Transport Infrastructure and Services Program, where local governments highlighted major gaps in road maintenance, equipment and funding.
Discussions revealed that many swamps crossing rural and urban bridges remain either unconstructed or in poor condition, cutting off communities in islands and low-lying areas.
And 77 local governments to address some of these bridges and swamps to make roads very passable all year round.
We have been able to harmonize and agree on a number of undertakings which we shall be able to forward to government. Constitution says we forward to the president, but the president acts through his appointees in various aspects of government.
Local governments say there is no dedicated grant for road rehabilitation despite a growing backlog of roads in a poor condition. At least 2,460 kilometers of national paved roads are reported to need urgent works.
We have equipment for in-house maintenance for road equipment, and then we have transport. We have been crying for that, the vehicles for the local governments.
Crossings and bridges which need to be constructed. The estimated cost for doing this is over 100 billion. And when it is scaled across all the districts, maybe a 5-year target should address maybe over 500 billion.
Cities, municipalities, and newly created or underserved districts are also struggling with inadequate road equipment. Many local governments lack functional machinery with critical heavy equipment such as excavators and motor graders.
The trucks which work on roads, those compressors and so on, government agreed to put them on a different salary scale as opposed to the normal drivers. So their salary is now about 1.2 million shillings, which is a good motivation. This is to work to retain those skills within the roads and the public.
Addressing the road maintenance backlog requires stronger investment in both infrastructure and the capacity of local governments to maintain the roads and bridges under their jurisdiction. Robert Katamba for UBC News.
Much Robert Katamba. In more news, the 41-kilometer Matuga-Semu to Kapeka Road Rehabilitation and Widening Project has reached 79% completion, with a contractor targeting December 2026 for completion. It was funded by Government of Uganda and which will ease traffic along the Matuga stretch, including development along the road.
The 216 billion shillings project
fully funded by the government of Uganda and being implemented by the Abubeka Technical Services, connects Matuga through Semuto to Kapeka and Namunkekera Industrial Park in Nakaseke district. Road users say the improved road will cut short the journey from Matuga to Kapeka and about 1.5 hours to just 30 minutes. They say this is particularly welcome at a time when the Ministry of Works and Transport is enforcing a 100-day operation targeting taxis in dangerous mechanical condition.
Nitwadenga n'obugudo nga lufunda amamotoka ziyitako kiro nyingi aye gavumenti eyongeremu okubeera nga ekola enguudo endala okusingako ne zino ezimu naye bongeremu okwongeramuko nti luno oluguudo lulugumite lubeere nga zirugumite si myaka 2-3 nga zirimu ebinnya.
During a familiarization tour of the project, site engineer John Bosco Chimuli said the remaining works are expected to be completed by December. He attributed the progress to the restoration of earlier challenges, including compensation of affected families and relocation of electricity poles.
So far, we are approximately 74% in progress. We hope we may complete this project by 2nd, because that is now the tentative completion date, 2nd December 2026. We are working so hard despite some problems to ensure that we complete this project by 2nd. And this time we hope one of the problems on the project was the compensation. You have seen here where we are right now. We have just started.
Semuto Town Council Town Clerk Mukasa also called on stakeholders to use the improved road to promote economic and social development.
Let us utilize this road properly. The government has done its part. It is now our part. Because when you have a tarmac road like this one, a good road like this one, it means our businesses are going to grow, are going to improve, everybody will get income. People will be free, people will transport their commodities to town and all to freely and safely, so that they can get some good money.
Following public outcry by Kagadi residents over extortion, sale of property, imprisonment arising from exorbitant interest rates by moneylenders and private financial institutions, government through Bank of Uganda has opened up microfinance services aimed at extending affordable loans to farmers and business community.
To agriculture, we look at the full value chain, the agricultural value chain. We have the primary production all the way to the storage and waste disposal. Anything in between, be it logistics, be it supply chain, be it processing, be it machinery, when it comes to industrialization, mechanization, all these are covered.
If you're into agriculture, value addition, agro-processing, grain trade, you can access the agriculture credit facility.
You find someone goes, gets some little money like 200,000, 300,000, 1 million, but eventually they take their property, houses, their property in houses. So some other people, of course, have escaped from our areas. They have been displaced.
Scout leaders across Uganda have pledged to reclaim land belonging to the Uganda Scouts Association, currently occupied by private developers. They say recovering the land will create more space to restore and expand scouting activities, which promote discipline, leadership, patriotism, and practical life skills among young people. The commitment was made during the launch of the 2026 National Scouts Camp at Kazi Busabala, Wakiso District.
Scouting has been part of Uganda's youth development for more than a century, having been introduced in the country in 1915. The movement focuses on developing young people through leadership, teamwork, community service, patriotism, environmental conservation, and practical skills. More than 2,000 scouts from across the country are attending the 5-day camp, taking part in training, mentorship, and team building activities. Scouts leaders say some developers have constructed houses and other structures on the land, but legal efforts are underway to recover the property.
Kazi, your home for the National Scouts Educational Camp 2026. You that we steadily moving on with the fights to restore the scout land from the grabbers. Even today, as you've heard, we are late because we have been in court for the same.
Namahoro says the matter is before court, but remains hopeful that the scouts will regain full ownership of their land.
Is on. I think today we had a big number in court. You have seen what we pass through every time we are caught. I want to thank you for the time you have given to come and stand with me there.
Police representative Inspector Aisha Kayongo urged scouts to embrace patriotism and reject corruption.
The things that we have to put into our young ones so they grow up with a spirit of patriotism, with a spirit of nationalism, and with a spirit of having love for their country. A special thanks I'll have to give to Haji Semakula.
Meanwhile, Haji Semakula Sulaiman encouraged parents to enroll their children in scouting to develop discipline, leadership, and responsible citizenship.
Be in the government structures, be peaceful, obey the national rules, obey the ruling party NRM, and obey the president of Uganda. We shall be together always invite us. We shall also come, we shall even invite ourselves on the closing of this what?
The camp concludes Friday at Kaze Sabala. Ambantu Machabe Semambo and Jamil Sekaja reporting for ABC.
Elijah Lotu and Catherine Pavi have emerged victorious at the Johnny Walker Uganda Seniors Open after a weather-delayed tournament concluded at Par 72 Uganda Golf Club, Chitante.
Elijah Lutu has been crowned the men's champion of the Johnny Walker Uganda Seniors Open after holding his nerve to survive a late challenge from Joseph Bagabo. Lutu's heroics mark a second consecutive nail-biting final hole drama at this year's Johnny Walker Uganda Open Golf Championship that witnessed high-end drama at the conclusion of the Ladies Open last weekend. Lutu opened with a level par 72 on Friday before Bagabo reduced the deficit to 2 shots on Saturday just before play being stopped because of heavy rain and poor visibility. On Sunday, Hassan Pirani's challenge ended after an out of bounds on the 16th, leaving Bagabo as Lutu's main challenger. Bagabo birdied the 17th to draw level, but his hopes disappeared on the final hole when his approach went out of bounds. Lutu safely made par to secure his first major championship and says remaining focused on his game helped him handle the pressure.
So congratulations, Elijah, our champion of the Uganda Open 2026 edition of the seniors. Congratulations.
It was more one of those, I was just playing my game and didn't even look at the scores, and I didn't even know exactly how many points I had at that moment. But it turned out, when I finished, it turned out to be really good. I didn't know it was that big of a lead. Looking to see what other tournaments I can join. I'm still contemplating if I should play in the amateurs coming up, amateurs gross.
For Uganda Breweries Limited, that through its Johnny Walker brand are the headline sponsors of this edition, the golf is mesmerizing and gives hope for the future.
Great sport is not defined by age. The seniors tournament reminds us that the sport is not defined by age, but by the passion, the discipline, and everything that our seniors bring to this game. And the desire to keep walking every day, despite their age. Some of them do it in golf carts, others play slowly, but they enjoy the game. And that's what brings us.
In the senior ladies category, Kathleen Pavey successfully defended her title. The ginger-based golfer caddied 92 in the final round for a gross total of 177, finishing 2 shots ahead of Azuba Antege.
So this is the first time we're having a Sunday finish, and we think it went well. People enjoyed it. We still had a crowd here coming to watch the final holes. So it was quite exciting and it was quite good. Unfortunately, we did have a bit of rain. Yes, the course needed it, and we think that the tournament still ended in a very nice way. Next weekend we have the amateurs tournament, and then we'll have the pros tournament after that, and the week after we'll have our late juniors competing in an under-18 kind of affair.
Attention now shifts to the highly anticipated Johnny Walker Uganda Amateur Open, scheduled for 26th to 29th August.
And that's all we had for you tonight. Thank you so much for watching the 2 bulletins with me. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha from the team, and I have a lovely, beautiful night. Bye-bye.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Last week, we didn't just talk about infrastructure.